Well, good afternoon, everyone. Craig back at you once again on the 2018 Honda Goldwing. Out and about enjoying a nice afternoon. Trying to get a little bit of a ride in. Had to make a trip to Home Depot, so figured I'd pull out the Goldwing. Any excuse to get on the bike. Feels good to be out. I don't know if many of you go through the same thing that I go through, where once I'm on the bike, this is great. I get on the bike, but when I'm sitting at home, I go through this whole ritual of all right, I got, should I take the bike out? Should I get on the bike? Well, what time is it? How dark is it? How much daylight do I have left? And then because I wear gear, I put my gear on. Maybe I just won't go out. And then I don't know if I want to do it. But I'd say every time I go through all that, as soon as I get on the bike, it's fantastic. It's just me getting my lazy butt up and getting my stuff together and getting on the bike is sometimes, I don't want to say the difficult part. It's just laziness, just sitting at home and it's like, I'm comfortable. But let me talk myself into getting on the bike. But get on the bike. Once you're on the bike, everything is great. Life is good. The best therapy you can get is being out here on the bike. So, like I said, on my way to Home Depot to pick up a couple things. And I was thinking, right now is an excellent time for us to start preparing for the 2020 riding season. Even though the 2019 riding season is coming to an end, this really is the perfect opportunity to start preparing for next year. And what I mean by that is there's some things that you can do over the winter that really makes things go smoother, next year. And another thing, it has the added benefit of keeping you engaged, keeping your enthusiasm up for riding when you can do things through the winter. And naturally, when I say this goes for people that live in the colder climate areas that can't ride. For those of you that live in the warmer climate areas, you got the best of all worlds. You can ride year round. But for those of us that have to put the bikes away soon, what do you do during those off months? So here's some of the things that I think you can consider to prepare for the 2020 riding season. Now, first off, and some of these will be things that apply to you, some of them don't apply to you, and I'll just say some of the things that I've done. First thing that you might want to think about is if you are in the market for a new motorcycle or even a used motorcycle, just a different motorcycle, let me say that. If you're in the market for a different motorcycle or a new motorcycle, this is the time of the year that you really want to start looking around and you really want to start shopping and come up with a game plan for what you want. When I bought my 2018 Honda Goldwing, I bought it in the month of February, and people were telling me for the cold winter areas, the cold climate areas of the country, that the best time to buy a motorcycle is to buy it when people are not interested in buying motorcycles. As soon as spring hits, as soon as the warmer weather hits, everybody starts thinking about, I'm going to get that new bike, or I'm going to get a bike, or maybe I'll trade that bike in. I think you can get a really good deal if you go into the mindset of maybe January, February, March will be the best time for me to get a different bike. Now, I can only speak from my experience. People told me to do that. I bought my 2018 Goldwing in February of 2019. And the deal that I got on my Goldwing was better than any deal that I'm still seeing people who are buying 2018s now. I still beat a lot of the prices that that they're advertising now. So think about that. Start strategizing about looking at buying a bike in the winter months. It's one of the things you want to put in the back of your mind of what you might want to do during the winter months. Good time to look at getting a new bike when they're sitting there and dealers are not making deals. Maybe they're willing to deal in the winter months because I did really well. Another thing that you want to think about doing, preparing for the 2020 season during the winter time, is any modifications that you might not have time to do during the summer, or any modifications that might take some time. So I'll give you an example. I know that some people, we all looking on the forums, are always looking at seat modifications. So for those of you that watched my previous videos, you know I went with the Russell Daylong, where they take your original seat pan and then they make your seat and they send it back to you. So you send your seat into them, they modify it and they send it back to you. But you might be without a seat for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, depending on where you are in the country and where they have to ship it back to you. Well, this is the perfect time if you're going to do a modification like that. If you're going to do some painting to your bike and you got to, strip down and take parts off of it, think about doing it now. Because if you can't ride your bike anywhere anyway, who cares if the seat is off of it for 5 or 6 weeks? Because you're not riding it anyway. You will care if you wait too long and you wait till the spring, and now you have to time it out, like, oh, if I send my seat in now, or if I do something now, or if I get that repair done to my bike now, I'm gonna be down where I'm not able to ride my bike. We all know riding season is not that long to begin with, in the colder climate areas. So you want to take advantage of it, and you really don't want your bike down because you're doing modifications or you're doing repairs. So modifications, repairs, things that you might want to do even if it's something simple like, I never got a chance to add those highway pegs, or I never got a chance to add the handlebar risers. Now is a good time, to pull that bike in the garage and make those modifications to the bike while you're waiting for spring to roll around. Maintenance is one of the things that you want to think about. And this will go hand in hand with the third thing, when you start talking about any kind of trips, rallies, anything that you might want to do. So if you've been riding all summer, depending on how many miles you have on your bike, your bike might be due for oil maintenance or chain maintenance, or whatever it is, final drive oil. It might be due for maintenance pretty soon. And think about where you need to go in the spring, what you want to do in the spring. And based on that timing, it might be a good time right now to change your oil. Then you've got it out of the way. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about last minute doing the oil change. You'll have to worry about last minute about, changing your chain out. Again, bike maintenance, if your bike's going to be sitting there, you might as well work on it. So bike maintenance. Let's go into, like I just previously mentioned, let's go into any type of events, rallies, some of the major ones. So you have, at least for me around here in New York, we have Americade is a major event. For us Goldwing riders, if you're planning on going to Wingding, you have that next year. Naturally you have your national ones, your Sturgis, Daytona Bike Week. I'm just rattling them off, but if you're in the biking community, you know all the ones. Now is the time to prepare for your trips. You want to make your hotel reservations now. If you haven't made them already, make them now. A lot of the hotel chains will allow you to make a reservation. Some of them a year out in advance. You can make your hotel reservations. Make them now so that you have a place to stay. And another thing is, even if you don't go, most hotel chains, at least the major ones, will allow you to cancel without penalty as long as you do it, 72 hours in advance, 48 hours in advance, 24 hours in advance. So let's say you don't even I'll pick Americade. You're not sure if you want to go. Maybe you're going to go. Maybe you're not going to go. Prepare for 2020. Make that reservation now. Make your hotel reservation now. If it turns out that it works out that you don't go, that's okay. No, you haven't lost anything. You haven't lost any money. But if you do decide you want to go, you're not scrambling at the last minute to come up with accommodations, with hotel rooms or wherever, KOA, campgrounds, wherever you choose to stay. Make those accommodations now so that you have that in your back pocket. Another thing I like to do, and it goes hands in hand with YouTube, is I like to scout out via video on YouTube the places that I'm planning on going. So again, it could be the national bike rallies. It could be a local rally. Go on YouTube. search it, see what's going on. It gives you an idea of what you might want to do when you get there. It gives you an idea of the things that they have. So that's another thing. Do your research about the event, so that you're well prepared when you do go to the event. And I say all that to say this, and kind of the whole motivation behind this video is I'm a big believer in, it's always good to have something to look forward to, have a plan. When I say a plan, a loose plan. You don't have to plan out every single, if you're going to Americade, right now you don't have to plan out every single road that you're going to ride to get there. I mean, if you want to, it's totally up to you, but you don't have to do that. I'm just saying, make a loose plan. That way you have something to look forward to. So when you're thinking about riding your motorcycle, what am I going to do next year? Well, I'm going to do Americade. I'm going to do Wingding. I'm going to do Sturgis. I'm going to do this. Or I'm going to do my local bike night. Just bike nights, cruise nights, whatever it is. Have a plan in mind so that you are actively getting on your bike and you're riding your bike. Because if you sit around without some kind of idea of what you might want to do, you're not going to ride. You're just waiting for something to happen. You're waiting for something to motivate you to get on the bike and ride. Well, motivate yourself. Motivate yourself. Start planning out. Start making your 2020 plans. Last thing, because I know these videos get long. I don't know in your area. In my area, we have a website called, I believe it's called Cyberspokes. I think every area probably has something similar to this. Basically, it's a great website that lists all of the biking events in the area, all summer, all, spring, summer, fall, week by week, date by date. And it's a great resource because you're not going to know every single event, local event in your area. Unless you've really been in the bike scene for a long, long time, you're not going to know every single bike event. And sometimes there's new bike events. And so in preparing for 2020, again, look at your local area, your local websites, so that you can find out what's going on. Again, I said that we in this area we have Cyberspokes, which is a website. They do a fantastic job in keeping you updated, almost on a daily basis. They update it a lot on all of the local biking events, cruise nights, dice runs, things like that. And that in plan to do some of those things, and that keeps you on the bike. It keeps you on the bike. It keeps you out there, and then you're well prepared for a great riding season in 2020. But have a plan. Have a plan on what you're going to do, how you're going to prepare for next year. And then if you do that, I guarantee that you'll be ready and ahead of the game when spring hits. So, as always, have a great day. Get out, do what you like to do. Enjoy life. Enjoy riding. Enjoy doing whatever it is that makes you happy. And we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.